Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we were working on a customer's lawn tractor here. It's a John Deere E100, and this is just a spring checkup. We're going to go over it and just grease what needs to be greased. We're going to change oil. It does have that easy change system, so we're gonna go with that. And we'll change that out. That's a very expensive filter here. Here in Canada, that filter retails at about $60. So it's an oil filter with some oil in it. It's got about, I think, just under 1 liter. I think it's got 800 milliliters or something in it. So you pop off the old one, you pop the new one on there, you run it at an idle, you shut it down, and then you let it sit for a minute and check the oil if you need, and add as required. And with the easy change system, it tells me that it wants 10W30, so that's what we're going to do. But we'll give it a general once over. This customer here came to me and had he sharpened his blades and brought them to me, and I balanced them for him. I got them a little bit sharper and balanced them. Customer installed them himself, so I'm gonna make sure that those are on correctly and proper tension and torque and everything. So, being in the small shop, I gotta hand hold this camera because otherwise you won't see anything. All you can see is a chunk of green, and that's it. We're gonna go over the air filter. We're gonna go over a bunch of stuff. So, stand by. We'll get you moving around here, get you in the stand, and have at her. Alright, first things first here. It's got about 130 something hours on it, so it needs a fuel filter is what it's calling for. I stock them, so we're going to put one of my universals on there. Let's get this shield out of the way so we can get in there. Little 8mm bolt here. Just unclips from the back. The back of this bolt is captured. It's got that little washer on it, so you don't lose the bolt, which is nice. There's another look at that easy change system. There is a conversion kit available to change this back to the normal style oil filter. Comes with this center bolt holds this whole adapter and everything on. The kit comes with a new threaded fitting for a regular oil filter, which here is about $7 for a normal oil filter. So the kit comes with a new adapter bolt here, and it comes with a drain tube, I believe. That way you can drain the oil. But I'm sourced it locally, but I did just a quick look online, and they're about $27 US for that kit. So that's that. There's a spot here to mark the hours and the date. The new filter also has that, so I'm going to write on there with a Sharpie. That way we know when it was done. And go from there. Okay, let me get a rag and a pair of pliers. We'll get that fuel filter out of there. We're just going to pop one of these on there. Standard universal inline filter. They're inexpensive enough. A couple of spring clips. Pop these out of the way. This tank shouldn't siphon on me. I'm going to lose some fuel, but I'm not going to, it's not going to be pouring all over the floor or nothing, because this engine has a fuel pump on it. So, I'm not sure what year this tractor is. Suppose I could look it up by serial number, but it's not important. Look at that new filter pressed on there. Yeah, it's just like I thought, just a little bit of fuel dribbled out of the filter. Filter doesn't look horrible, it's just due. There we go. Let's get this spring clip backed off a little more. Let me get this filter in there a little farther. Here we are. Get it back in your clip there in a second. Spring clip. Spring clip. Back in the holder. Be careful, these are like a plastic nylon. If they do get hot, and then they get brittle, and then they break, and customers are upset. There we go, back in your home. They do recommend you change this system when it's cold, and the customer actually drove the tractor to my place here, so we're going to give that a few more minutes. Let's pop off that air filter, just a couple of thumb screws. That doesn't look too terrible. We're just going to blow it out with compressed air. Air enters from the outside and then goes through this snorkel into the engine, so you direct your blowgun from the inside and it'll blow the debris off the outside of the pleats. Okay, oh, model year says 2018 here. That's only a couple years old. 724cc. This is a 22 horse. It's amazing, actually. 22 horse, 42 inch deck. It's amazing how many of these tractors, not just necessarily John Deere, but lawn tractors in general, it's amazing how the engines have come up. I mean, I've got 42 inch mowers here that have a 12 horse engine on them, and it did just fine. But I don't know, really. I don't really know if you need 22 horsepower to cut a 42 inch deck. Alright, we're going to let that cool, move on to something else. Let me reset the camera here. Alright, so fuel filter's done, the air filter is blown out with compressed air and put back in. I've taken the hood off so we can get underneath here and have a look at things. There's our choke stat here, carburetor bowl, fuel shut-off valve. This is the mechanical throttle arm. So we're just going to get in here and put a little bit of spray lube on things that move, actually. That's all we need, just to make sure that things operate nice and smooth. There's not much in here. I'm not going to put too much lube on stuff. We'll lubricate that choke arm. It is an overhead valve engine. Maintenance schedule prescribes a valve check and adjust at 200 hours, and we're under that, so I'll get him to, or I'll mention that at the end of the season he should bring it in and we'll have a look at it and set those valves. Or beginning of next season. It runs great, so I don't think the valves are too far out. It's not noisy, and it's not clattery, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, moving on. We're going to find something else to lubricate. Any moving parts I can see under here, going to get lubricated. And I'm going to stick my arm under that deck and check the blade situation. Yeah. So I'm going to be taking, there we go, out of the stand. I'm going to lubricate all the steering, any springs, any clips, anything that moves. It's just going to get a little shot of spray grease. I'm going to pull off both those battery terminals. I'll clean them, torque them back down, and make sure that those are all good to go. Get you another angle in here, we'll get something else going. Okay, so we got all that stuff cleared away. I've got the front end of the tractor suspended because when I tuck my hand underneath that deck, the blades are upside down. So I'm going to have to take those off and flip them over. They are still sharp. Hasn't even cut grass since I sharpened them. But anyways, we'll take those blades off, flip them over. We're also going to grease the deck. So there are two grease fittings on these spindles underneath these covers. Right in there, center of the screen, grease fitting. There's one there. That's the left side. There is one on the right side. It's kind of hiding. You can just get to it. In there. There you go. But yeah. Everything underneath the tractor has been greased. Every moving part. Every shaft, every bushing. Spray greased everything. So it's nice and smooth and squeak free. I'm going to pop those blades off of there, flip them over, put them back on. We'll grease the spindles and do another walk around, see if there's anything else I need to do. So that's where we're at. Let me get that, I'll get you in the stand and I'll get the blade off. I'll do this side anyways. Get the blade off and get it flipped over for you. I'll show you. Alright, you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, okay. I'm only going to do one side because the other side is kind of tight area to work in. So I'll do this side. It's a great big nut underneath there. I don't even get a chance to run my my new DeWalt 3/8 cordless impact about a while ago. The socket is so huge, it's a 15/16. I'm sure there's a metric equivalent, but okay, nut is off. Caught the washer. I'm gonna drop this blade down and have a look. I can't see the monitor screen, but that blade is supposed to be this way. It'll cut much better like this. We'll get that fired back in there. It's a conical washer, so it goes on like this instead of as opposed to this. That keeps tension on it. That looks like it's in good shape. It's nice and clean under here. This customer takes care of his machine. Tight enough. The way I have this suspended, I'm not under the machine, and I'm not willing to reach all the way over to the other side to do it the way it's sitting. If I got an arm underneath there, that's one thing, but I'm not going to get under the machine. It's just supported with a come along wire rope come along. I don't have a stand underneath it, so this is fine for what I'm doing. If I had to get underneath it, I would put stands under it, but at this point I don't see the need for that. So this blade is now turned the correct way. While I'm here, I'll just grab the grease gun and grease this spindle. Can't see the spindle. There we are. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. We'll put 10 in it. Good enough for me. Alright. Basically, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I think at that point, what's left? I'll do the oil change and I think just tire pressures. And then we'll be good to go. Okay, we'll come back when I get this mower back on the ground. Alright, so both spindles are greased, both blades are flipped back over the way they should be. Let's get to this crazy oil change thing. So we've got an arrow here and a lock cast into the aluminum here. That tells us that's the installed position. It's supposed to just be able to quick turn this. We'll lift it off. New filter has this this plug in it. So we'll just pop that plug out, and the instructions say to put it on the old oil filter. That'll keep the old oil in. It's got oil in it. Huh. I've marked my hours on the machine and the date that it's installed. So you line up the lock arrow with the unlock mark here, give her a gentle push and a turn. That's it. She's locked in. The lock arrow lines up with the lock cast in. That's that. That's that. So now I'll fire it up, and I'll just let it idle. Make sure that things get circulated. I'll shut it back down. I'm not going to let it run long, and then I'll check the oil, and we'll see how much oil it takes to bring that back up to where it should be. Okay, so I fired it up, let it idle, turn it back down again, turn it off. And that's where we're at. Where are you? There you go. Oil level's right about here, just above the top line. Didn't have to add any. I think that'll be alright. Check spark plugs. It says, manual says to replace them every 50 hours. It's got 130 on it. I don't know if they've ever been done, so I went ahead and put another pair in. And I set tire pressures. So that should be all good. I believe this tractor is finished. Get you out of the stand. Should be all good. Should be good to go. Pop the hood back on there. And give the customer a call. Tell him his tractor's ready. Thanks for joining me, guys. Another video. I still have another riding mower to bring in today and get ready to go. It was all good to go and ready, finished last year, but basically I'm going to do just a spring check over on it, just to make sure everything is still good, the way it was when I parked it. I'll take a video of that, and the customer's supposed to be coming to buy that over the next day or two. Alright, thanks again, take care. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button. It is right there. Click on that. Click the bell icon to notify you when I get new videos uploaded. Click a like, give me a thumbs up. It encourages me. I know, I need encouragement. Till the next one, guys, take care. Bye-bye.